Okay, the next question in our series is propofol side effects. So, what are the potential side effects of propofol and its formulation? The structure of this question, you talk about the pharmacodynamics, so you can talk about respiratory, cardiovascular, CNS, and then you talk about um, any additives, and then you can talk about other stuff that are weird and funny. And we have a small guy here with green hair, essentially green priss. You get it? Anaphylaxis, obviously, to additives. You have pain on injection, green hair. We said sepsis from the bacteria. Okay, so respiratory, you have reduced ventilatory response, whatever, to PCO2 and PO2, reduced medic ventilation, which is apnea, dose dependent, decreased airway reflexes, which is risk of aspiration, decreased pharyngeal tone, which is decreased risk of increased risk of obstruction. CNS, what do you have? Remember, CBF and CMRO2 are coupled, so increased risk of ischemia. Excitation phenomena on induction, so you get the hiccups, and we've seen that when I've induced someone, all of a sudden they get hiccups, and I'm like, what's going on? And it's the propofol induced hiccups. Low therapeutic index between sedation and GA. Euphoria at low doses. That's what Air Michael Jackson. So you can remember Air Michael Jackson, MJ. He used to take. Obviously, he took it what for Euphoria. And then we have CVS. CVS is basically, you should start by this: reduced SNS, reduced L-type calcium activity in smooth muscle, increases NO, baroreceptor reflexes are preserved, risk of organ dependent hyperperfusion, and so that reduces cardiac output, heart rate, SVR, BP by about 25%, vasodilation. CV effects lag behind hypnotic effects. FXI equilibration is about 2 to 3 minutes, and hypnotic time about 7 minutes for hemodynamic effect. So that could be dangerous, right? Because you have someone to sleep, and then a couple of minutes later they are hypotensive. So that's basically it. And then other effects, these are the other ones. So remember that guy, he has green hair, pain on injection due to soybean oil, but all related to the TRPA1 on the receptors, can be reduced by lignocaine. PRIS, which is the propofol infusion syndrome. This is really important. So with prolonged infusion, particularly in children, lipid accumulation in tissue and mitochondria, then it disrupts the electron transport chain, causes anaerobic metabolism, reduces ATP, then causes lactic acidosis and rhabdomyolysis, plus renal failure. You can also get green hair and green urine as a side effect. Metabolic load, hyperlipidemia, and fatty infiltrates organs. Okay, so what actually happens is that the fat accumulates in the tissue and mitochondria. The electron transport chain is affected. Then you can't have then you get anaerobic metabolism, because you basically you don't have any more oxygen, so you have anaerobic metabolism, which causes reduced ATP, which causes lactic acidosis because you're using lactate to give you energy. Okay, the other stuff is additives such as bacterial contamination. Propofol left can cause sepsis from soybean. And egg lecithin, theoretically you can get an anaphylaxis, although you're only using the yolk, you're not using the you're using the white part, not the yolk, so unlikely to get infection. Immune, apparently there's an effect in reducing cancer, which is a good effect, but anyway, metastatic cancer. Um, this is not a question, but this is just the this is our guy here. This is not a question, but this is the ingredients. And the way we remember is new pegs, sorry. So NaOH, which is a buffer, EDTA, which is an antimicrobial, water, propofol, egg lecithin, as we said, glycerol, which is isotonicity, reduces pain, sodium metasulfate, which is an antioxidant or an antimicrobial. This was an MCQ question. Soybean oil, which is a solvent and causes pain and allergies. Okay. Then the next question was I just get you because it's on the same topic. Outline the potential problems associated with additives to make medicine suitable for intravenous. The way I think of it is just do pegs, right? So propofol obviously is not. Egg lecithin, it's an emulsifier theoretic anaphylaxis risk. Then glycerol is not really anything, but you can remember that by propionyl glycol, which is a solvent in diazepam and pain injection. Sodium bisulfate, which is an antimicrobial, also in adrenaline, can cause anaphylaxis and neurotoxicity. Soybean oil, which is a solvent, pain on injection. Other examples: paracetamol has mannitol, which is osmotic diuresis, hypertension. EDTA is an antimicrobial, can cause anaphylaxis. Others are medaz, benzyl alcohol, dose-related toxicity, hypotension. Metaraminol has hydroxybenzoic acid and antimicrobial allergy. Then you've got preservatives such as ketamine has benzothiazide chloride. So I mean, I would remember sodium metabosulfate. I would remember all the other stuff in propofol because it's easy, and maybe like benzyl alcohol and medaz. That's probably it. Um, phenoxybenzoic acid. I don't know if I'm phenoxybenzoic acid.